You see, the British created all the problems that we are grappling with here today in Nigeria.
You're taking it way back.
Yes. You see, because the tragedy of our collectivity is that we like addressing problems from the top of a tree rather than going to the roots of where the problems are actually coming from. Particularly when the British came, the problem we're dealing with as a country today, not just the issue on the plateau, different middle belt states and even part of, southeast, southwest, almost all of the country has been enmeshed in all manner, of bloodletting that Nigeria has almost become a theater for violence. The problem emerges from the imposition of an exploitative colonial political economy, because the colonial political economy that the British imposed on this country is quite exploitative. But more perniciously, what we're dealing with today arose from the ascension of a degenerate and bankrupt indigenous leadership that has failed to either transform or reform that exploitative colonial political economy to attack inequality. Now, where individuals have an equal access to valid resources and services, uncertainty will be created. Now, let me take you down memory lane. When the British came, they did a social stratification of the Nigerian society. They placed the Anglo-Saxons at the top of the pyramid or the hierarchy. Under them are the Teutonic races. When I talk of the Anglo-Saxons, I'm talking about the British and the whole of Europe. Under them, we have the Teutonic races, that's the Asians, the Red Indians. Under them, we have the white Arabs. And under the white Arabs, we have the Fulani, and under the Fulani, we have the Hausa. And under the Hausa, we now have the child or pagan races. That is any other ethnic nationality that is not part of the Sokoto Caliphate. And that is what makes up the Middle Belt. Now, in particular, that particular social stratification now created a relationship of superiority and inferiority. Why would I ordinarily want to invade your land, take that land from you, kill you, maim you, and rename that place? It's because first and foremost, I don't think you're even as, you are a human being like me, or you are worthy of respect, dignity, or integrity. For you to be a human being means that you have an inalienable right to exist. The dignity you have is inherent in you. It's not something that you acquire either through education or social status or anything that is external. It is something that God has endowed you with. However, because of what the British did, it now created a relationship of subordination, a relationship of inferiority and superiority. That is why you discover that those who unleash these attacks on innocent citizens, on communities that have been peaceful, particularly Mangu local government, where the governor of Plateau State presently comes from. Since 2001 that there have been crisis on the plateau, there has never been any crisis in any of the wards or any villages of Mangu local government. Suddenly, when somebody from there became the governor, that's the present governor, the entire theater of violence now relocated to that place. So, well, we'll come back to the political equation as to all of these issues. But what I want you to understand is this. Somebody feels he has rights to the land that these communities are inhabiting, which is their own ancestral land. And land is something that is given to you by God. Nobody can give you land. You could only acquire possession through maybe buying the place, or maybe through conquest, or maybe the land is given to you freely. But the only person who gives land to any human being is God.
So now let's, now you say this is about a complex festival, yes, talking about a caste system whereby some feel that they are superior than others. And in other words, we should know who the marauders, the terrorists are.
Sir, while I was driving down from Jos to this place, I received a call. A letter was sent to my own village where the terrorists are, that the attackers are going to invade on the 29th of this December. And I want to assure you.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
A letter about an impending invasion,
all
was
of the
sent
attacks,
to your community.
Yes. All the attacks that were orchestrated, there was a letter to that effect that was dropped by an anonymous person intimating the residents of these